The top 7 nutrients fortify your limbs. Picture rising each dawn with limbs that seem robust, stable, and brimming with vitality. No more muscle frailty, no more agonizing spasms, and no more fretting about steadiness or tumbles. If you aim to remain active, self-reliant, and assured, the key resides in nourishment. Today, we're unveiling the 7 most potent nutrients and minerals that will help keep your limbs vigorous and unbeatable. From enhancing muscle performance to safeguarding bone thickness and boosting blood flow, these vital elements can significantly improve how you move and feel daily. So, whether you enjoy wandering in the garden, dancing, or simply staying self-sufficient, this is the guide for you. Before we begin, I'd love to hear where you're joining me from today. Leave a note below and feel free to ask any queries you have. Also, don't forget to press the follow button and activate alerts, so you never miss the top wellness advice from Vitality 365. Let's create a healthier, stronger tomorrow together. First, let's discuss vitamin D. As we grow older, our bodies experience unavoidable shifts. Muscle bulk decreases, bones lose sturdiness, and motions that once seemed effortless can become increasingly challenging. One of the most neglected causes of this decline is a shortage of vitamin D. It's not just about fragile bones. This nutrient plays a central role in keeping limbs robust, balanced, and effective. Let's explore deeply why vitamin D is the most critical element for limb strength in older adults and how ensuring sufficient consumption can transform movement and overall health. As we age, our skin becomes less adept at producing vitamin D from sunlight. To worsen matters, many older adults spend less time outside due to movement constraints, lifestyle shifts, or concerns about skin harm. The outcome: a common shortage that quietly weakens muscle strength, leaving limbs feeble and unsteady. Studies have repeatedly shown that low levels of vitamin D are directly tied to muscle frailty and a heightened risk of falls in older adults. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that older adults with adequate nutrient D levels had stronger muscle strands, better coordination, and enhanced balance, making them less likely to suffer injuries or breaks. Conversely, those with a shortage faced accelerated muscle loss, making even simple tasks like ascending stairs or rising from a seat more demanding. Nutrient D isn't just about calcium uptake or bone wellness, though those are certainly vital. This powerhouse nutrient directly affects muscle performance by boosting protein creation and improving nerve-muscle communication. Think of it as an energy source for your limb muscles. Without it, they struggle to function optimally. Research has shown that vitamin D plays a key role in preserving fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are essential for swift reactions and balance. These strands help prevent tumbles by enabling limbs to react quickly when balance is disrupted. Without sufficient nutrient D, these muscle strands decline, leading to slower response times, weaker muscle contractions, and a greater risk of harm. Additionally, vitamin D has been found to reduce swelling in muscle tissues, easing chronic discomfort and pain that many older adults experience in their limbs. Those who suffer from frequent spasms, rigidity, or unexplained limb pain might be surprised to learn that simply optimizing nutrient D levels can lead to significant relief. Ignoring nutrient D shortages doesn't just mean weaker limbs. It opens the door to a range of serious health issues, the most concerning being bone thinning and breaks. Without adequate vitamin D, calcium cannot be adequately absorbed, leading to fragile bones that are highly prone to fractures. A slight stumble could turn into a significant break, drastically impacting movement and self-reliance. Beyond bones and muscles, a nutrient D shortage has been linked to increased risks of heart issues, cognitive decline, and weakened immunity. Older adults who neglect their vitamin D intake may not only struggle with feeble limbs, but also face a higher chance of chronic conditions that further diminish their quality of life. So, what's the answer? The good news is that ensuring optimal nutrient D levels is straightforward and can yield transformative benefits. Here are the most effective ways to boost vitamin D and keep your limbs robust and stable. Sun exposure. Spending just 15 to 30 minutes in direct sunlight, ideally in the morning or late afternoon, can provide a natural boost. Exposing your arms and limbs maximizes absorption, but be mindful of sunscreen use, as it can block vitamin D production. Nutrient-rich foods. While food alone may not meet daily needs, incorporating fatty fish, such as salmon, mackerel, and sardines, fortified dairy, egg yolks, and mushrooms can contribute to overall intake. Supplements. For many older adults, especially those who spend limited time outdoors, a vitamin D supplement is crucial. Most experts suggest 800 to 1000 IU daily for optimal bone and muscle health, though higher doses may be needed for those with severe shortages under medical guidance. If you're unsure about your vitamin D levels, a simple blood test can provide clarity. Many doctors now routinely check for vitamin D shortages in older adults, recognizing its critical role in preventing falls and breaks. 2. Calcium. Unlike younger individuals whose bones are still actively rebuilding, older adults experience a gradual loss of bone mass, making them more prone to breaks. This is especially risky for the limbs. Hip breaks, thigh bone fractures, and stress fractures in the lower limbs are among the most severe injuries older adults face. A minor tumble that might have been harmless in youth can result in months of recovery or even permanent movement loss when bones lack the necessary calcium reserves. But calcium's role extends beyond bone strength. It is also a key player in muscle contraction. Every movement, from taking a step to rising from a seat, relies on a complex interplay between calcium ions and muscle strands. Calcium acts as a trigger for muscle contraction, ensuring smooth, controlled motion. Without adequate calcium, muscles may cramp, feel weak, or fail to generate the force needed to maintain stability. This is why many individuals with calcium shortages experience frequent limb spasms, sluggish motion, and overall reduced muscle endurance. So, how do you ensure your body is getting enough calcium? While dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese remain some of the richest sources, they are not the only options. Leafy greens, kale, bok choy, almonds, tofu, sardines, and fortified plant-based milks also provide excellent calcium content. The key is variety. Incorporating multiple sources of calcium into your diet ensures steady absorption and better bone maintenance. However, calcium from food alone may not always be sufficient, especially for individuals with dietary restrictions or absorption issues. This is where calcium supplements can play a valuable role, particularly when paired with vitamin D, which enhances calcium absorption in the body. Yet more isn't always better. While calcium is vital, excessive intake, particularly from supplements, can lead to calcium buildup in arteries, kidney stones, and digestive problems. Striking the right balance is crucial for older adults. The recommended daily intake is 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium, ideally sourced from a mix of natural foods and supplementation when needed. Beyond just intake, another key factor in calcium's effectiveness is movement. Weight-bearing exercises such as walking, resistance training, and even light jogging stimulate bone rebuilding and help direct calcium where it's needed most, into the bones and muscles. Without movement, even adequate calcium intake cannot fully strengthen the skeletal system. Neglecting calcium intake doesn't just weaken bones. It robs individuals of the ability to move freely, engage in activities they love, and maintain their self-reliance. A life filled with mobility, stability, and confidence begins with robust bones and well-functioning muscles, both of which depend on calcium. 3. Nutrient B12. While much of the discussion around limb strength focuses on calcium and protein, few realize that nutrient B12 plays a critical role in nerve muscle function. It is responsible for keeping nerves healthy, ensuring that the electrical signals traveling through your spinal cord and into your limbs remain strong and precise. Without it, your muscles don't receive the right signals, leading to weakness, instability, and a gradual loss of control over motion. It's no surprise that one of the most common signs of B12 shortage is a feeling of heavy, tired limbs, often accompanied by numbness or tingling. But here's the issue. A nutrient B12 shortage is shockingly common among older adults. Unlike other nutrients that can be stored in fat or absorbed through a wide range of foods, B12 absorption is highly dependent on digestive health. The body requires sufficient stomach acid and a special protein called intrinsic factor to extract B12 from food. As we age, stomach acid production decreases, and conditions like gastritis, acid reflux, or even long-term use of antacids can further impair absorption. Add to that the fact that many older adults unknowingly consume diets low in B12-rich foods, and the result is a slow but steady depletion of this vital nutrient. The consequences of B12 shortage extend far beyond just feeling weak. Uncorrected B12 depletion can lead to irreversible nerve damage, affecting balance, coordination, and reflexes. Many older adults who suffer from frequent tumbles, difficulty walking, or a sense that their limbs just don't work as they used to are experiencing the neurological effects of a B12 deficiency. The decline is often so gradual that it's dismissed as a regular part of aging when, in reality, it is entirely preventable. Fortunately, restoring B12 levels can have a profound impact on mobility and energy levels. Studies have shown that older adults who correct their shortness experience noticeable improvements in strength, endurance, and limb function. But where does this critical nutrient come from? Unlike many other nutrients that can be obtained from plants, nutrient B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products. The best sources include lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, and shellfish, particularly clams and liver, which are among the richest sources. For those who follow plant-based diets or struggle with absorption, B12, fortified foods such as cereals and plant-based milk or B12 supplements become essential. The good news: nutrient B12 is one of the safest nutrients to supplement, as excess amounts are excreted in urine. Many older adults benefit from taking higher-dose B12 supplements or receiving periodic injections, especially if they have difficulty absorbing it through food alone. Regular monitoring through blood tests can help ensure optimal levels and prevent the gradual decline in limb function that so often accompanies shortage. But here's the real takeaway. Strong limbs are about more than just physical strength. They're about nervous system efficiency, reaction time, and coordination. No matter how much you exercise, if your nerves aren't firing correctly, your limbs won't respond as they should. That's why maintaining adequate B12 levels is one of the most overlooked yet powerful strategies for preserving mobility and quality of life as you age. For magnesium, every time you take a step, magnesium plays a behind-the-scenes role, ensuring that your muscles receive the signals they need to contract and relax smoothly. It acts as the master regulator of muscle function, preventing spasms, reducing fatigue, and supporting endurance. One of the most common yet least recognized signs of magnesium shortage is restless limb syndrome and frequent nighttime limb spasms. Many older adults experience sudden, painful muscle contractions in their limbs, particularly at night, disrupting sleep and making it difficult to recover from daily activities. This isn't just discomfort. It's a sign that the body is struggling to regulate muscle relaxation properly. Magnesium helps calm overactive nerve signals and keeps muscles from seizing up unexpectedly, making it vital for those who struggle with muscle tension and involuntary contractions. But magnesium's role doesn't stop at muscles. It is also crucial for bone density and joint health. While calcium often takes the spotlight for bone health, it cannot do its job effectively without magnesium. This mineral helps regulate calcium transport and ensures that it is appropriately incorporated into bones rather than being deposited in soft tissues, where it could contribute to stiffness and joint pain. Studies have found that higher magnesium intake is linked to greater bone strength and reduced risk of fractures in aging adults, making it an essential component of overall mobility. One of the primary reasons magnesium deficiency is so prevalent is that stress, certain medications, and poor dietary habits can easily deplete it. Many older adults take medications that lower magnesium levels, including diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, and certain blood pressure drugs. Coupled with diets low in magnesium-rich foods, the result is a widespread shortage that quietly chips away at strength, endurance, and flexibility. This is why many older adults experience a gradual loss of stamina, walking shorter distances, climbing stairs more slowly, and feeling fatigued after simple activities. It's not just age, it's a lack of the proper nutrients to fuel performance. Replenishing magnesium levels can have an almost immediate effect on limb health, reducing spasms, improving energy, and restoring a sense of ease in movement. The best dietary sources of magnesium include leafy greens, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and legumes. Foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, and avocados are particularly rich in magnesium, offering a natural way to maintain muscle and bone health. However, for those who struggle to get enough through diet alone, magnesium supplements can be an effective solution, especially magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, which are more easily absorbed by the body. The transformation that occurs when magnesium levels are restored is remarkable. Older adults who once felt heavy and sluggish find that their limbs respond with renewed energy. Those who suffer from frequent muscle spasms or stiffness notice relief, allowing them to sleep better and move more freely. Even balance and coordination improve, as magnesium helps regulate the nerve-muscle connections responsible for steady movement. 5. Potassium. Imagine waking up in the morning, stepping out of bed, and feeling an immediate spasm in your calf. Sound familiar? Muscle spasms are one of the most common signs of low potassium levels. This is because potassium acts as a key regulator of muscle function, helping to balance fluids inside and outside of muscle cells. When potassium levels dip too low, muscles contract involuntarily, leading to painful spasms, especially in the limbs. For older adults who may already have reduced circulation or muscle mass, these spasms can be more than just an annoyance, they can be debilitating. But muscle spasms are just the beginning. Have you ever felt your limbs trembling after standing for a while? Or maybe you've noticed increased stiffness when walking. Potassium is responsible for transmitting signals between nerves and muscles, ensuring smooth, controlled movements. When levels are low, the communication between your brain and your limb muscles becomes less efficient, leading to shakiness, weakness, or even difficulty lifting your feet properly, something that can significantly increase the risk of tumbles. And let's face it, for older adults, avoiding tumbles is crucial. Beyond muscles, potassium also plays a surprising role in maintaining strong bones. It helps neutralize acids in the body that can break down bone density over time. Studies suggest that a potassium-rich diet can slow the rate of bone loss, reducing the risk of bone thinning and keeping the limbs structurally robust. So, in many ways, potassium isn't just about muscle function. It's about ensuring that both the muscles and the bones in your limbs work together in harmony. Now, the big question: how do you ensure you're getting enough potassium to support your limbs? Fortunately, nature has provided us with an abundance of delicious potassium-rich foods. Bananas might be the first thing that comes to mind, but they're just the beginning. Sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, and oranges are all excellent sources of potassium. Even a simple baked potato with the skin can provide more potassium than a banana. The key is to incorporate a variety of these foods into your daily diet so your muscles and bones receive consistent nourishment. For those who struggle to get enough potassium through food alone, supplements might seem like an easy fix. So, how much potassium do you need? The recommended daily intake for adults is 2,600 milligrams for women and 3,400 milligrams for men. This amount is typically achievable through a well-balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and legumes. However, individuals with health conditions that affect potassium levels, such as kidney disease or high blood pressure, should monitor their intake carefully and work with a doctor to determine the right amount. 6. Nutrient K. When people think of nutrients essential for strong bones, calcium and nutrient D often steal the spotlight. But without nutrient K, these nutrients cannot do their job correctly. Nutrient K is the critical link that ensures calcium is deposited in bones where it belongs, rather than accumulating in arteries or soft tissues, where it can lead to stiffness, poor circulation, and even cardiovascular disease. In other words, nutrient K acts as the traffic controller, guiding calcium to the right places and keeping your limbs structurally sound and mobile. For older adults, this becomes even more crucial. Studies have shown that individuals with higher nutrient K intake have stronger bones, lower fracture risk, and better overall bone health compared to those with low levels. That's because nutrient K activates osteocalcin, a protein that binds calcium to the bone matrix, making bones denser and more resistant to breakage. But nutrient K's role doesn't stop there. It's also an essential nutrient for joint health and muscle function. Many people overlook the fact that healthy limbs require not just strong bones but also flexible joints and well-functioning muscles. Nutrient K has been shown to reduce inflammation in the joints, which can slow the progression of osteoarthritis and alleviate knee stiffness, a common complaint among older adults. If your knees ache when you move or feel stiff after sitting for too long, nutrient K might be the missing nutrient that could help ease discomfort and keep you moving freely. Poor balance, difficulty walking, and an increased risk of tumbles are often linked to weakened limb muscles. Emerging research suggests that nutrient K helps support muscle strength and coordination, particularly in aging adults. It does this by regulating calcium levels within muscle cells, ensuring proper contractions and preventing the kind of uncoordinated movements that can lead to instability. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, and Brussels sprouts are some of the richest sources of nutrient K1, the form most commonly found in plants. However, another powerful form of the nutrient K2, is found in fermented foods like natto, fermented soybeans, aged cheeses, and certain animal products like egg yolks and liver. K2 is particularly beneficial because it stays active in the body longer and plays an even greater role in directing calcium into bones rather than arteries. If you're looking to boost your nutrient K levels naturally, the best strategy is to increase your intake of green vegetables and fermented foods. Even adding a daily serving of kale to a smoothie or incorporating a side of sautéed spinach into your meal can make a big difference. However, for individuals who have difficulty absorbing nutrient K from food, especially those with digestive disorders or on long-term antibiotics, supplementation may be an option. But caution is key. If you are on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, it's essential to consult a healthcare professional before increasing your nutrient K intake, as it plays a role in blood clotting and can interact with these medications. 7. Nutrient B6. Nutrient B6, also known as pyridoxine, plays a far greater role in limb strength and muscle function than most people realize. While many nutrients contribute to mobility, B6 is essential for maintaining nerve health, supporting muscle repair, and ensuring that the body effectively utilizes protein to build and maintain muscle mass. Without it, even the strongest muscles can weaken over time, and simple movements like standing up from a seat or walking upstairs can feel disproportionately exhausting. One of the most overlooked aspects of nutrient B6 is its connection to nerve signaling and coordination. When B6 levels are low, these signals can become sluggish or misdirected, leading to numbness, tingling sensations, and even unsteady walking patterns. Many older adults mistake these symptoms for aging-related muscle loss when, in reality, their bodies are simply lacking the right nutrients to maintain proper nerve muscle function. Another crucial function of nutrient B6 is its role in preventing inflammation-related muscle fatigue. B6 helps regulate inflammatory responses in the body, reducing muscle discomfort and keeping the limbs more flexible and resilient. If you've been experiencing persistent stiffness or slower recovery after activity, increasing your intake of vitamin B6 might be a game changer. Beyond muscle function, nutrient B6 is also vital for red blood cell production. These cells transport oxygen throughout the body, fueling muscles and ensuring they have the endurance needed for sustained activity. A shortage in B6 can lead to lower hemoglobin levels, which means your muscles may not receive the oxygen they require, causing early. If you've ever felt exhausted after short walks or light physical exertion, it could be your body's way of signaling a need for more B6. Where does this essential nutrient come from? Thankfully, B6 is abundant in a variety of delicious and accessible foods. Poultry, fish such as salmon and tuna, bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and fortified cereals are excellent sources. Incorporating these foods into daily meals can naturally replenish your B6 levels, supporting both nerve function and muscle strength. For individuals with digestive issues, poor nutrient absorption, or dietary restrictions, B6 supplementation may be necessary to achieve optimal levels. The recommended daily intake of nutrient B6 varies by age and gender, with older adults typically needing around 1.5 milligrams per day for women and 1.7 milligrams per day for men. While it's generally safe to obtain B6 from food, excessive intake through high-dose supplements should be approached with caution, as long-term overuse can lead to nerve damage. The best strategy is to focus on a balanced diet rich in B6 sources, ensuring a steady supply without unnecessary risks. If you found this guide helpful, please remember to hit the like button. It helps us bring you more valuable content. Drop a note below and let us know your thoughts, questions, or what topic you'd like us to cover next. We love hearing from you. Of course, hit the follow button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest wellness tips and insights. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the following guide.